Okay, I started the video earlier today and it got cut off, so I'm just gonna start midstream with this card. But I thought I'd just explain what happened because some of you might be tuning in now for the first time and not realizing what happened. But I'll just explain what I did already. So I'm going to switch over to my hands mode. So hopefully the ones I lost I cut back here. So let me switch over here. Alrighty. Okay, I'm back to this. And I think I caught one of you at least so far. Okay, so what I did is I stamped this decorative square here, and then I did the single scallop and I blocked it off because I cut off a mask and I covered it up. So now I'm masking this back. Okay, I already did the blue once across there, so now I'm going to go in the other direction doing the aloe vera green. These ones should be on our website, so I'm just going to ink this up. This is the 3-line border, and I'm just going to do that. I'm inking it up right here, and then just this other direction, I'm just going to start from the corner, and I'm lining up the wood right up against the line to create my own plaid. Okay, like that. Just keep going until you have the whole bottom section all stamped out. Alright. Okay, so now that I have that, hi Christine, thanks for coming back. I'm not sure what happened, it just suddenly stopped and disconnected, so a little hassle when it's live like that because you don't know what's going to happen. So anyway, I'm going to separate this all, so I'm going to remove this mask and remove this, and you're going to be so surprised at how cute this looks. Look, so easy. It looks like a little window, right? And that's exactly what I'm creating here, is a little window. The neat thing about the ATGs I mentioned before is I can remove it, and actually that's how you create your own glue dots. So I'm going to do another video in the future about the wonderful applications for the ATG that we sell, because I love it. There's no comparison. Okay, so here you go. So now I'm going to take, as I did before, I cut this in half to create 2 half panels like this. And then I took another sheet and created this. So this is the equivalent of this. So you got to do that. So you need 2 sheets. And I'm using the DeNami white cardstock, which I love. They come in 30 pack sheets, or 30 sheet packs. So a lot goes, you get a lot of cards that way. Okay, now I'm just going to fold this in half like this, and this, as I mentioned in previous videos, this card, or the cardstock, is so nice that you don't have to use a bone folder because it folds quite nicely. It's not so thick that it cracks, but it's not so thin that it can't stand up on itself. Okay, now I'm just going to fold it like this again, and then turn it over and do that. Hi Lori, thanks for your comment, appreciate that, and thanks also for tapping on the screen and giving love and lots of thumbs up. I appreciate that. So we're going to do this, and we're going to do that twice. So that's the first one, and we're going to do the exact same thing to the second one. Alright, you're probably wondering where this is going, and the cool thing is this project is very adaptable to different scenes or different cards. So as you watch, I'll give you some tips, but right now it's a mystery. But I love to, the neat thing about stamping is like having your own printing press. You can create anything you want. You could stamp on fabrics, you could stamp on papers, you could stamp on cellophane, you could stamp on anything. You just need the right materials and supplies to do that. Okay, so now I'm going to take my little flower stamp. Love this one. Look how cute that is. You can tell it's well loved. I like to use this a lot. Okay, so I'm going to line these up. Well, actually, before I do that, I'm going to make this a little more dimensional than that. So I'm going to take another cardstock right here, and the part that I didn't use, which is the other half to this, I can use it for my scratch. So I'm going to stamp this. And you could stamp one or several depending on what you want to do. So I'm going to stamp a few just in case. Even that makes a cute card. You could just stamp thinking of you or happy birthday. Very easy. And we've got this cute little grass stamp that you could stamp right across there, and you're done. Very simple. And that's what we're known for, is real simple. Simple, simple. That's the best way. Okay, then I'm just going to cut this and leave a little margin when you cut, because this gives you a little wiggle room if you make any mistakes, because a lot of times, you know, we're not that precise as much as we'd like to be. Just keep doing, just cutting it. It doesn't have to be exact. Some of you might want to, you know, you like to fussy cut and go down each and every little corner and turn, and that's fine, but you don't really need to. As long as your image is crisp and clean, that's where your eye is going to go to. So it's not really necessary that you do, you know, the detailed cutting. And actually, if it's more curved like this, it almost looks like it's die cut. So it's very simple. Okay, so now I'm going to take a look. See this? It's going to go in the middle here. So I'm going to color this in. I wanted to use a little bit of orange. So I'm going to do a little bit of the yellow here, or this is actually more of an orange. The lid looks like a yellow, or a kind of a yellow, but it's, to me, it looks more orange. So I'm going to do that, because to me it looks like summer when it's orange like that. Alright, and I'm going to add a little bit of pink here. Just a little pink, and then I'm going to go to a really dark pink. So it's kind of like a transition, and then really dark pink. Oh, hi Iris. Actually, I think the problem was on my end, because my camera just shut off, or not shut off, the connection shut off. So it really wasn't you, it was actually on my end, unfortunately, and I was hoping that you all came back and looked. The problem with Facebook too is it doesn't show to every single person, meaning that when I post something on my Facebook page, not everyone's going to get notification that it's even on. So the only way to really make sure you don't miss anything is to go on our Facebook group. You'll get every single post as long as, you know, you put that as your setting. So that's really the only way I know of. It's called this DeNami Design Stamping Community. You can go in there and just join there. There's no cost, and then you'll get all the notifications, because I did post this, that I was going to do this in that group. Oh, look how cute this is. So I just did a little bit of blue, but look how pretty and colorful that is. See, the fun thing about this, big areas like that, if you want, you could do like polka dots on the leaves. Here, I'll do that just so you could see. Actually, let me do a darker green so it shows up a little bit better. But you'll see that there, you can make this so whimsical just by... So even a lot of times when I do my designs, I purposely leave big areas so you can add stripes or polka dots or like that. Look how cute that is. It didn't take much, but if I wanted to, I could have done stripes. But if I already designed it with the dots or stripes, then you're kind of limited to that. But this way, you can make your own. But look how cute that is. I purposely wanted to do some bright colors because I think it's more summery when it's like that. Alrighty, so now I'm going to add some color to this. And let's do this to bring this in. I'm going to add that right to the border here. Alright, now I'm going to add a little bit of the, let's see, a little bit of the pink. Oh, thanks for that. It's for Peggy commenting on my shading. And that's the thing is, you know, a lot of people when they're coloring, they're thinking, I don't know what colors to use. Well, you really don't have to rethink anything. If you see something, if you're going to the fabric store or even the flower shop and you see a bouquet that you love the colors of, take a picture of that and then just duplicate those kind of colors that you just really are drawn to. It's the same thing with stamping. If you like these colors, then just jot it down and then just do these same colors. No need to rethink it. No need to, you know, just do it yourself. You just do the same thing that, you know, you saw that you already loved. So that's what I tell people. I just keep it simple because people kind of get stressed about, oh, I just don't, you know, I'm staring at a blank canvas or I don't know what colors to do. keep it easy. Always keep it easy. No sense in stressing, because you know you want to enjoy it, because you don't want this to be one of those quick hobbies that you never get to again. You want to be able to go back to it over and over again. Look at that. See? That kind of pulls it in, doesn't it? Because there's none of that color over here, but that will help to draw it in without it looking like it doesn't even match. So now I'm going to do this right here. And these days it seems like people are combining colors that you wouldn't put together. Like I saw this gal who's really fashionable, and she was putting like bright blue with like black and white pants. You know, bright blue, when I say that, like a royal blue, it's like, okay, you wouldn't necessarily put that together, but she made it look really cute. So you just keep trying different things and make it work. So here, isn't that cute? Simple. And I used the brush tip on that just so I covered more area. Okay, so now let me do, I'm going to block this off right here. This is the one I did earlier. If you missed it because of us getting cut off, this is the little mask I did. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this ATG on my finger. And I mentioned the last video we just got restocked. So we have 6 of these in stock, and it's worth every penny. You know, this is a commercial machine. So you're going to be spending more, but you're going to save a lot in terms of your tape, because one roll of tape is only $5.50 and it's 300 feet. So no, I'm sorry, 30 yards. So that would be what, 30 times 3, 90 feet. It's like, wow, that's a lot. So when you compare it to the ones that are out there, there's no comparison. Okay, so now I'm just going to use this hot pink, and then I'm going to do this polka dotted background. Inking it up right now here, off to the side. And I'm just going to stamp this right across there. Okay, and then when you remove it, you have this little background. Look how cute. I missed some spots there, so I can just touch it up with my marker if the marker matches. Otherwise, you could use a stamp positioner if you want. I'm not too worried about this. You know, I like to touch up. And then to continue on, you could either go to the top or just leave it. It's not a huge deal. But if you did want to match it up, you just ink it up again. And then get to eye level so you can see where the dots are. And then just make sure it matches up as close as you know. Okay, right here. So, not too bad, huh? So, like I said, I keep things simple. Call myself a no-fuss stamper. I don't like to fuss. So look how pretty that is. Very happy colors. Alright, so then my card that I have here, here's that bottom half. Right here. Alright, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put these edges on. So you have to make sure that this part that's curved towards the inside. So it's going to be like this. So each edge, each part is going to be curved towards itself. So I'm going to do the ATG gun right here. I'm going to put it right on the edge, like so. The neat thing about the ATG gun is if you get in the wrong spot, you can just roll it off just like rubber cement. Maybe for those of you that are younger generation, you're not as familiar with rubber cement, but it just rubs off. There you go. I'm just rubbing it off so it stays right within the panel. Okay, then you're going to do that for both of them. Make sure you do the right sides. If you're going to do both of them, you'll be either both on the top or both on the bottom, but don't do the wrong sides. And then once again, I'm just rolling it so that I don't have the adhesive off the page. Okay, so like that. So now I'm just going to take this. So you want to make sure that the edge, the flat edge, is inside, not outside. So you don't want it to be that way. You want it to be this way. So I'm going to line this up. I don't know if you can see that. I'll bring this in the frame. Line this up like this so the folded edge is right. And actually, try to keep it within the page. So if you want to move it a little bit inward, that's fine. Just make sure it's not on the outs, you know, it's not sticking out. That's what I mean. So like that. Look how cool that is. All right. So we're going to do the same thing this side. Put this on both sides. And make sure there's no adhesive sticking out. Okay, so you're going to do this one at a time. This is going to be a little trickier because you want to make sure it doesn't stick out. So you can either do it like this, both sides, or you could just do one at a time, meaning one side at a time. Just going to do both of them at once. Make sure that they're both like flat, and then you stick it on, because otherwise, once it flattens, it's gonna stay crooked. So like that. Look at that. All right. So far, I have that. The reason why it's called a pop-up, it pops up when you're in the card, when it pops out of the card. Okay. So that's. I'm just gonna set this aside. But remember the flower I already colored in? I'm gonna get that out again, which I put right off to the side. And you could either make it go way in the back, or you can make this pop up. So there's different ways of doing it. You can either use the mounting tape, which will give it a little lift, or if you want this to pop up as well, I'm going to show you how to do this. I did it before using, I called it the Jacob's Ladder. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. So you just take a scratch sheet of paper and just make sure it's about, maybe 5/8 of an inch, or even half an inch. Or I'm sorry, either half an inch or 5/8. So, but you don't want it much skinnier than that, because it's not going to give it, it won't feel very, it won't have the substance to stick on. So, okay, so then what you do is you just take this. So then you just line it up where the bottom, it's just like a little, V right here. So whichever one's on the bottom, you fold over. So you go back and forth, back and forth. And I don't want to do too much of it, because I don't want it to pop up too much, because it's it could really pop up if you make these really long. So once again, I'll just take my ATG again, put it right on my finger. See, I love that I can do that, and it's just going to stay right on my fingers. You can make your own sticker paper that way, sticker panels. That's it. Look at that. And if I don't get in the right spot, I can just rub it off like I mentioned I could do. And then once again, I'm going to do that again. So be watching for the video. I'm going to do a video on many ways of using the ATG gun. Okay, so then I did that on both sides. Now I did that. Now I'm not only did I secure the flaps together, but now I actually want to get it on the outsides of this Jacob's Ladder. So just pop it behind there, like that. So see how it just pops up? So then you just put it inside the card right here. So you could either center it. I'm making it go a little bit below the, so it looks like it's growing. Look how cute that is. So cute. But I want to do a message. So because the Jacob's Ladder turns a little bit, because it goes back and forth, if you want it positioned a little differently, then you just change it and see what angle you get, because you might get an angle that's a little bit more, the way you want. Let's see, just turn this a little bit. Oh, I like it so much. It's so cute. Hopefully you could see it through the camera like that. Okay. Alright, and then just want to make sure there's no adhesive stuck in. Okay, there. Alright, look how cute that is. Now I'm going to put a little message here, and then I'm going to use my scratch sheet of paper here, and then this stitched rectangle. This is a really good one. you can use it like to stamp 3 times and do long flowers in there. You could do a vine in there. You can stamp it this way, put a message in there. You can use it as windows. Let's say you do 3 windows, cut them out, and then do different scenes in there. Lots of things you could do. Just stamp it there, and then stamp your message inside there, like this, and then just cut it out. And because it's straight, you can just use scissors, or if you want to use a people trimmer, but in this case, kind of easier to just cut it easily. Because if I didn't stamp it straight, it'll be a little harder to get it on there. Alright, like that. I left a little margin, as I normally do. And then put this on here. But the cool thing is, if you want, you can make this kind of have a little decoration on the outside, so I'll do that. I have this ribbon off to the side here, right here, so that'll help tie in that orange. So what I'll do here is I'll put the ATG right on the ribbon. See, it even goes on the ribbon. Nice and simple. And then just center it right to that little, almost like a nameplate. Look how cute. That looks like a little nameplate that you could put the wrap around there if you want. But what I want to do is I want to add a little tail here. So I'm going to cut this, or fold this in half like this. And then from the outside edge to the center, create my little decoration. Isn't that cute? Look how simple that is. So normally some people cut this way, but if they cut too far, you're going to, cut it off almost. But if you do it this way, it's always going to be even, because as long as you fold it evenly. And that's it. Better to cut too far away than then just keep cutting in if it's not crooked or if it's not even. But look how cute that is. So you can either just attach it directly, or you can make it pop up. I'm going to use a mounting tape just to give it more height. So I'm just going to tear it off here. You could either do 1 layer or 2. So if you want a lot of heights, you could do that. You could even make it arch a little bit like this, like bend. And then you could do like put little rhinestones in there, or you can make it almost like a flag and just kind of have it just be a little bit curvy there. So it's up to you how you want to do it. There's no one way to do it correctly. But look how cute that is. So I'm going to curve this just a little bit, just to give it a little depth. So definitely this rectangle stamp is great to have. And then the neat thing is a lot of stamps that we have, the words are just, simple lines like this. But I want to show you how you can pull the color into it. Because, just because a stamp comes designed a certain way doesn't mean that you have to leave it that way. So, okay, what I'm going to do, since I have orange here, I'm going to add a little bit of the pink here. So what I'll do is I'll take my marker at the end and just trace over. You can do the same with the stitch line too, but I'll just add a little bit of the color to your design without it looking too busy. So this is a great tip. Some of you who've been stamping with DeNami for a long time, you have lots of stamps that you can do this with. We like to keep our stamps really nice and simple, just because you can do so much more with them like that. And then I'm going to add a little bit of this. This is a light blue, just a little shadow of color. Not much, but enough where you can see it if you're looking at it. Look how cute that is. Very simple and no fuss. I'm not worrying about it. And then you just feel like you're just adding some touches of color here and there. Okay, so now I'm going to take my Quickie glue pen. We have those in stock, so it's one of my must go-to stamps or go-to supplies. And that's the other video I wanted to do, is some go-to supplies that every stamper who wants to follow me should have, because they're so useful. So I'm going to take this and just going to color the whole flower with this glue. And the glue actually becomes tacky when it's dry. So you really, even though you want to get to it real quick with the glitter, there's no huge hurry because it'll still stick to it. It just won't be as permanent. So just cover it up like this. And then I'm going to use my Citron glitter. I know some of you have ordered this. And the reason why I want to do this, this will make this pop so much. So I'm going to just stick that on there. And then tap off the excess. And it's just going to really pop up. Look how beautiful. So simple, but what a gorgeous card. This is one of those cards that if you were to buy it at the store, popped up like that, you're going to be spending about $10. But the way I look at it is if you're a stamper, why spend it on a card when you can spend it on stamps and make lots more cards? But look how beautiful that is. So simple. And the neat thing about doing this is, let's say, as you watched, I took our cardstock, cut it in half, and just used that. But let's say you did the whole thing, like one for each side. So this one for this side, the other one for the other side. You can make it really pop up and actually do different layers. So let's say you put the like trees in the way background, then you could do the flowers here, and then you can make it like a little bunny or a little cat or a dog right in there, and then the grass kind of closer. You could do lots and lots of layers by doing it that way. So you just planted it, do a little scene. But look how cute that is. So I'm going to switch back over. So I'm so glad that some of you were able to tune in. But feel free to share this video so that you can keep it on your own timeline, so you can refer back to it, or you can just press save. If you look at the top right corner, there's like a little arrow or a or what do you call it? A little, looks like a little arrow. If you push that, you should be able to say save. Okay, I'm switching over. Hey there. Hi, I'm so glad you guys came back. Now we have about 20 people here. So this is the card I just made. And see, this technique I used in a previous card. So if you missed that, be sure to catch that. Just scroll down on our Facebook page. And what I've been doing recently is I've been putting the videos on YouTube as well as on our blog. The blog, what I've been doing is not only putting the video on there, but also like a tutorial, kind of like little steps and supplies there. So you might want to just go to the blog. But I have a lot of videos to catch up on, so I don't have all of them. So if you really want to stay on top of it and not miss anything, be sure to join my Facebook group. It's just DeNami Design Stamping Community. That way you won't miss any of the posts that I do. Because otherwise, on Facebook pages, you won't. Only 10% of our fans will actually see it, which is really a bummer. So anyway, but I hope you like this. Isn't that cute? I think it's the cutest thing. The neat thing is, the nice thing is that you can just, it pops down, so it'll fit into your card. You don't even have to have a padded envelope. You can, but you don't have to, because there's nothing that's breakable on there. Just do that, but you have to make sure that the envelope's big enough where it's gonna fit, because there's lots of layers here, and you probably will have to use extra postage because of the thickness that it pops up. Isn't that great? So I love that. So be sure to stay tuned. I have lots and lots more projects that I'm always coming up with. This one I just thought of right before I'm gonna showcase it. A lot of times I just decide, okay, I have some time today, I'm just gonna do a Facebook Live. So I don't always have it pre-planned. I know some of you would like to schedule it, but sometimes I just have to fit it in wherever I can. But you can always catch the what do you call it? The video recording later and just catch it then. But just check on our blog or on the YouTube too. But I really appreciate it. If you go to our YouTube page, our channel, just be sure to leave a comment. Let me know that you stopped by. I'm hoping to build that up so that I can catch more people that maybe haven't heard of us. And if you've ever heard of us, leave a comment that you've heard of us or how you heard about us. I'd love to hear if you heard about it through the Facebook, or if you've seen us at shows, or you've seen us at stores or whatnot. And if you are shopping in stores, stamp stores, be sure to let them know, especially the independently owned ones, let them know that you like our stamps, because they want to carry what you, the customer, likes. We just sent out an order to Collage in Portland, so this is a shout out to them. So be sure you let them know that we're sending people their way. So they ordered quite a few, all kinds of stamps for this coming summer. So be sure to catch them there, and they can definitely take orders for you too. But otherwise, you can order on our website, DeNamiDesign.com. And sure appreciate you stopping by and following us. Oh yes, someone mentioned that they saw us on Facebook. Great, I'm glad. because I'm trying to really build up just a rapport with you guys on Facebook, because to me, I love looking at videos on Facebook because I feel like, you know, I'm on it a lot so that I see things, but also that you get to know somebody by video as opposed to just on, you know, doing the tutorials. So I'm hoping that you feel like that you're getting to know who I am. And our business is a mom and pop business. It's a family-owned business. Myself and my husband, we do it together. We started off our whole family involved, but then they've grown up and they're doing their own things. So they want to do their own thing, to pave their own ways. So it's just mom and pop now, but we love to work together. We've been doing it since 1989. So if you do the math, what's that? That would be what? 28 years. For some of you, you kind of wonder, how come I've never heard of you guys before? Well, probably because we've been doing a lot of shows, and the people that go to shows may not always be the same people going to Facebook. And a lot of you that go to Facebook or social media, that's kind of your primary domain. So we're trying to change that by going into social media, because we've been traveling, doing the trade shows for many, many years, and we feel like we had some things that we wanted to do at home here, because aging parents and kids that are growing up, and just lots going on here. So we feel like we're just switching gears, but we're so happy that we got to meet so many of you as we were on the road. So we hope that we can continue to, you know, stay connected this way. And if you have any questions, leave that in the comments right there. I always scroll back to answer your questions. If there's any stamps that you'd like to order and you're not sure exactly how to find it, just leave that there too. But if you go on our website, you can look in the search bar and then just type in, like, let's say that grass. You just put grass in there. Or if I mentioned the 3-line border, you just punch in 3-line border and it should pop up. That'll help you to kind of narrow it down. And that's what I do even for myself. Sometimes, a lot of times I don't know the code number, so I'll just go up there. Okay, what was that? Was that a circle? Was that a dot? Was that a flower? If you put that down, you know, at least it'll read, you know, kind of narrow down the searches, and then you can go from there too. So anyway, thanks so much. If you're interested in placing an order, just go ahead and place an order. It just walks you through it. If you just put in your shopping cart, and you guys know the drill, because I'm sure a lot of you order online as we do. So anyway, thanks so much for joining in, and I hope that the sound worked out and the lighting worked out, and that we're still connected together. So hope you have a great day. I heard that I think today's the solstice, so it means like it's the longest day this year. So hope you're enjoying it, and hopefully it's sunny where you're at, so you can enjoy it longer. So catch you next time. I'll try to do another Facebook Live in the next few days. So if you have any requests, let me know, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks. Bye, everyone.